The Carolinas are bleeding, and I am not talking about a scraped knee from a hiking trip in the Blue Ridge Mountains. I am talking about a full-blown financial hemorrhage in the housing market that is threatening to wipe out billions in home equity overnight. You might still picture North and South Carolina as the land of sweet tea and affordable porches, but that picture is fading faster than a cheap coat of paint on a house flip. Right now, sellers are sweating through their shirts because the buyers have completely ghosted the market. We are seeing inventory pile up like dirty laundry, price cuts that look like desperation signals, and a market that went from boiling hot to freezing cold in the blink of an eye. The days of getting 10 offers by noon are dead and buried, and what replaces them is a brutal reality of stagnant listings and rising foreclosures. Before we expose the 10 Carolina cities where the housing market is collapsing fastest, you need to subscribe to Tax Hack Pro. We follow the money and the market shifts that the mainstream media refuses to audit. If you want to protect your assets and stay ahead of the next economic crash, you need to be part of this community. We are digging into towns where the Zoomtown boom has turned into a total bust and coastal paradises that are literally drowning in insurance premiums and unsold condos. You really do not want to miss our #1 spot, because if you bought property there in the last year, you are sitting on a financial time bomb that is already ticking. Number 10, Greensboro, North Carolina. Welcome to the Gate City, where right now it feels like the gate is slamming shut on home values. Greensboro was marketed as the stable, affordable alternative to the bigger hubs, but that affordability trap has officially snapped. The silence at open houses is deafening. According to the latest data, over 24% of homes for sale in Greensboro have had to slash their prices just to get a second look. Imagine trying to sell your biggest asset and realizing you have to shave off tens of thousands of dollars just to get a lead. The number of homes sold has dropped by roughly 17% year over year. That is a massive chunk of the market that just evaporated. Sellers are sitting idle while their homes linger for an average of 42 days, and active inventory has climbed by nearly 18%. With mortgage applications dipping by 12%, the buyers are simply tapped out. Greensboro is the first sign of a much larger collapse. Number 9, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. This city, built on tobacco and textiles, is now choking on its own housing supply. People flocked here during the pandemic for cheaper living costs, but the hangover is setting in. The market here is softening so fast it's becoming a graveyard for seller expectations. Zillow reports that the percentage of listings with a price cut is staggering, sitting at roughly 26%. That means 1 in 4 sellers in Winston-Salem looked at the market and realized they were dreaming too big. Inventory has swelled by 22% compared to last year. It is a classic case of everyone trying to exit the building at the same time, only to find the door is locked. The absorption rate has slowed significantly, shifting the power entirely into the hands of the few buyers left standing. Number 8, Greenville, South Carolina. Greenville was the poster child for the New South, but the party is over and the cleanup crew is charging extra. This market was overheated to the point of combustion. The supply of homes has jumped by a massive 30% year over year. That is 30% more desperation in the front yards of your neighborhood. The average days on market has stretched out to 49 days. Even worse, 18% of homes sold actually went for below the list price. The median sales price is hovering around $340,000, which is wildly disconnected from what local wages can actually support. People are signing papers to build new houses, looking at the monthly interest payments, and walking away before the foundation is even poured. If you want to know how to navigate these market crashes without losing your life savings, you must subscribe to Tax Hack Pro. We break down the forensic data that helps you decide when to buy and when to run. Number 7, Columbia, South Carolina. You would think a government town with a massive university would be safe, but Columbia is cooling down faster than an air conditioner set to 60 degrees. The problem here is a supply glut meeting total demand destruction. According to recent reports, the number of homes for sale has surged by 25%. Sellers are capitulating, with 28% of active listings taking a price drop. The median days on market has ballooned to 53 days. Imagine the stress of carrying a mortgage for 2 months while your house gathers dust. The sale-to-list price ratio has dropped to 97%, meaning the average seller is losing at least 3% of their expected equity immediately. Views per listing are down by 20%, and foreclosure filings in the county are starting to tick up. The famous heart of Columbia is starting to feel the chill of a real estate winter. Number 6, Wilmington, North Carolina. Beauty comes at a price, and in Wilmington, that price is an insurance crisis that is making monthly payments skyrocket. Buyers are getting to the closing table, seeing the insurance quote, and running for the hills. Inventory has increased by 32% compared to last year, and 29% of listings have slashed their prices. The real killer is that insurance premiums in coastal North Carolina have risen by an average of 40% in some zones. The smart money is leaving the coast, scared off by narrowing margins and rising climate risks. Homes are staying on the market for a median of 55 days, and investor purchases have plummeted by 22%. Behind the scenes, the numbers simply do not add up anymore. Number 5. Charlotte, North Carolina. The Queen City is a banking town, and the numbers are currently screaming for a correction. High interest rates have hit this white-collar hub hard. Active inventory is up by 28%, while closed sales have decreased by nearly 15%. The percentage of homes selling above list price has collapsed from over 50% to just 22%. The bidding wars are over. Now it is a war of attrition. The supply of luxury homes, those over $800,000, has jumped by 35% as the wealthy try to cash out before the floor drops. With rental vacancy rates ticking up to 8%, landlords are starting to dump properties onto the market, flooding it even further. Number 4. Raleigh, North Carolina. This was the darling of the tech world, the Silicon Valley of the East, but tech sector layoffs and high interest rates have hit Raleigh like a freight train. New listings are up by 12%, but closed sales are down by 11%. We are seeing a massive inventory buildup of nearly 34% year over year. Price cuts are brutal here, with 31% of sellers admitting defeat. The median sales price is trending downward for the first time in years. Builders who started too many projects are now offering $20,000 rate buydowns just to move units. The endless stream of wealthy buyers from California and New York has turned into a trickle, and the optimism in the research triangle is feeling very forced. Number 3. Fayetteville, North Carolina. We are entering the danger zone. Fayetteville is a military town, but it is experiencing a unique collapse driven by investor flight. During the boom, investors bought up everything because it was cheap. Now they are trying to offload those properties, and nobody is buying. Active inventory has skyrocketed by 40% year over year. Home sales have plummeted by 18%, and the days on market is a painful 58 days. Because many of these were former rentals, they are failing strict VA appraisals, killing deals left and right. With vacancy rates hitting 11%, investors are bleeding cash and dumping supply, creating a downward spiral that is destroying local equity. If you are realizing that the real estate always goes up mantra was a lie, then you need to subscribe to Tax Hack Pro right now. We provide the tax hacks and economic audits that keep you on the winning side of the wealth transfer. Number 2. North Charleston, South Carolina. North Charleston is the industrial engine of the region, and that engine is stalling. This area saw massive speculation from flippers who are now holding bags of cement they cannot sell. Inventory has ballooned by 45%, near crisis levels. 1 in 3 houses on the market has taken a price cut. The median days on market has shot up to 52 days, and the sale-to-list price ratio has dipped to 96%. When institutional investors stop their buying sprees, you know trouble is ahead. The rising tide has gone out, and North Charleston is stuck in the mud. Number 1. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This is the absolute epicenter of the housing collapse. The market here is not just cooling, it is frozen in a block of ice and being thrown off a pier. The inventory of condos and townhomes has exploded by over 50%. Why? Insurance and HOA fees. In some complexes, HOA fees have doubled, making a cheap beach condo completely unaffordable. The median sale price is actually falling, down by 4%, putting many recent buyers into negative equity. Listings are rotting on the vine for an average of 70 days. Nearly 38% of all listings have had a price cut. Myrtle Beach is the undisputed king of the Carolina housing collapse, and the numbers suggest it will only get worse from here. The Carolinas are beautiful, but these 10 cities are writing checks that the current economy cannot cash. If you're thinking about buying in any of these locations, you might want to wait and see just how low the floor really goes. Catching a falling knife is a dangerous game. Let me know in the comments which of these cities you think will hit zero first. This is Tax Hack Pro, and we are auditing the American dream until the truth comes out. Stay sharp and keep your equity safe. I will see you in the next investigation.